So for me, it's going to have to be a lot of communication, saying, "Hey, I'm touched out from my kids right now. Don't touch me. I don't want to cuddle right now," kind of thing. Saying it in a definitely a more loving way, saying, "Hey, I'm overstimulated right now. I really would prefer if I wasn't touched right now. If I could have some space, I'd really love if you could help me with doing the dishes so I can not think about that kind of thing." It's communicating. It's so important to communicate those needs that you have, and not just say, "Hey, I need to tap out." Give a reason why. Say, "Hey," especially early on. This is for in my situation. Obviously, over time, partners pick up on those things from each other. It's that kind of silent communication, like you're saying, but super important to communicate that throughout the relationship. Because if it changes, say, "Hey, I don't really like the gifts anymore. They haven't really been hitting the same the last, 2, 3 times you did that. Can we stop that? And would you be more open to, maybe giving me more compliments?"
Yeah, see,
Kind
I
of
don't
thing.
know. See, it's a weird situation because it's like in my head at least, this is the way I see it. I don't like to communicate that to my wife because I get this weird thing that she's only doing things that I want her to do because I told her to do them. And so it's kind of like that feeling of it's not genuine. You know what I mean? So it's kind of more in my mind on the person, on the partner to figure it out. But also, you do need to be able to communicate somewhat, what you're looking for.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be as direct and like spelled out, but like you're saying, it's okay to say, "Hey, I'm not loving that. I know I really appreciate the effort." Make sure the appreciation is still there. Don't just completely shut the other person down. I think is what you're trying to say as well. Don't just shut them down. Say, "Oh yeah, no, gross."
Yeah, no, I mean it's because you're also being mindful of that other person, that what they're expressing or what they're doing for you is it might be their love language or the way they see that they have to love you. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah, and that's what
yeah,
they're used to doing. But if you don't communicate, "Hey, that's not really. I appreciate it, but I would feel more loved in other ways," kind of kind of thing. So don't take it away from them, but also communicate the way that you feel like you need to be loved. That makes sense. But let's give some tips to the listeners here. We can go on and on about love languages forever. So let's give some tips. From the divorced guy, from the married man here. For me personally, I was not always the best at expressing and or asking and or being reciprocal. Is that a word?
yeah, or I think you would say like reciprocating.
Yeah, I didn't reciprocate very well a lot of the time, and I can look back and I can say that much like you were saying. So um, for gifts, make sure that they're from the heart. Don't just get something because you think it's cool and they said, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Like, get them a gift to show that you were listening. Like, your partner says, "Oh man, I really like this candle at Bath and Body Works that's only there twice a year. My last one burned out last year. Man, I can't wait for them to have it again." And you see that they have it again. That's a gift from the heart because it shows, A, you were listening. You went out of your way to get that for them. You put the effort in, you put the time, and you got something that they really, really like. For you, when it comes to for gifts, what do you think? What's your any tips on gifts?
For gifts, it's more so. I mean, to your point, that's exactly the way that I give gifts to
What about
Yesenia.
receiving gifts? What about receiving gifts? Let's say you receive a gift from your partner as an expression of love. What's a tip for receiving that?
Oh, definitely making sure that the your partner knows that they're appreciated, even if you don't necessarily appreciate the gift. You know what I mean? It's more of appreciating the effort and the thought that went into it. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. So, and then moving on to acts of service, there's a couple things here. These are just some examples. You can water their plants, you can make them food, you can do something for them that they do regularly, like a chore, and just give them a little bit of help. You hit on this one perfectly when it came to like kids and in a relationship, time to tap in so she can tap out. And then the magic words here. Are you ready for this? Are you prepared for these magic words for active service?
Yeah, put them on me.
Let me do that for you.
Oh, there you go. Or you could hit it like the Chick-fil-A special. That was my pleasure.
My
My
pleasure.
pleasure.
My pleasure. So, a two-word phrase or a six-word phrase can change everything. It's magic words. They're magic words. Let me do that for you. If your partner's love language is acts of service, let me do that for you. Oof, you're in good. You're in good. Quality time, pretty self-explanatory. Give your, but for this one, if you're spending quality time with your wife, Aaron, and let's say she wants quality time, just quality time. She just wants to sit, watch a movie, hang out. What should you not do,
Well, one thing when we're having
or
quality
what should you
time,
do?
yeah, phones are going away. Phones are for sure nowhere near us. So I don't want to be distracted. I don't want my wife to get a text and have to look up. Like that ruins the whole mood, the whole vibe. So definitely making sure that phones are far away. Um, maybe tucking the kids into bed. That way we get a little bit more time just to be together and have it be like when we were dating again. Just me and her, the basis of the relationship.
I love it. Yeah, full undivided attention, pretty much. Words of affirmation. And for this one, I just want to speak to the difference between men and women. Women receive compliments, at least most women receive compliments better than men and like them more. Men, at least I would say our age and older, don't really receive them well. So, but words of affirmation are more than compliments. What do
Yeah, I don't
you
know. For some reason, like if my wife were to call me handsome, I'd appreciate it. I'd say, "Oh, thank you." But for some reason, when that old waiter or like old service worker calls you hun or sweetie, like it hits different.
yes,
It's
yes.
different. I don't know why. Like
I
the
almost
sense of hospitality is just like shoots through the roof.
exactly, or you almost like. Do you ever just feel like when someone compliments you, you kind of just like give them the wave, like you kind of give them the head nod and the hand up wave, like
Yeah,
thank you,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. No, definitely.
And for words of affirmation, you know, some things there's some things for some, not for others, but words can speak louder than actions. So when you are doing words of affirmation, speak gently, speak lovingly, and speak with gratitude. Unless, it's one of those moments where it's like, you're freaking beautiful, oh my gosh, kind of thing. You know, read the room kind of thing. Um,
Yeah, there you go.
read the room, read the room. Been there, done that. Read the room. That's all I'm going to say. And then lastly, physical touch. Now, when you think of physical touch, just let's speak generally here for men and women. When they hear the physical touch love language, where do you think most people minds go?
So for my situation, my wife, I know this is her premier love language, and it's back rubs. Like she's just for some reason like just loves a back rub no matter what. Like had a long day, kids are finally in bed, or kid just finally cleaned up, or whatever it is. Just been a long day. Come to
Mm-hmm.
bed and just a back rub puts her straight to sleep. Boom, and it's just I know it's appreciated.
Yep. So it's a lot of the times